Hello, I'm Dr. Joe Laird, and today you're going to learn 7 reasons why relationships fail. Most of you already know the reasons why relationships fail, but after hearing these reasons, you'll be able to spot them in your relationship and make the necessary course corrections. Before entering a relationship, individuals have preconceived notions such as, I will meet someone and live happily ever after. You heard that one. A relationship will make me happy. I will find my soulmate, my knight in shining armor, or my dream girl. Here's a good one. Just because he cheated on you doesn't mean he'll cheat on me. How about this one? Relationships are easy, you just have to find the right one. Now, all of these are good notions to have because if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. But did you know that most relationships start at an early age? And according to the American Academy of Pediatrics, kids start dating at an average of 12 and a half for girls and 13 and a half years old for boys. What does that mean? That means, young ladies, you guys are learning bad things at an earlier age than young boys. Don't forget that. Just kidding. The experiences in your relationships, in your earlier relationships, lay the foundation for how you handle relationships later in life. For example, if you've been cheated on, you may develop trust issues. If you've ever been dumped, you may develop abandonment issues. If you've been abused physically or mentally, you may develop anxiety or insecurity issues. The truth is, more than likely, you've experienced these behaviors at the hands of your parents or your caregivers before you even met your partner. Now, here are 7 reasons why relationships fail, starting with immaturity. The definition of immaturity is not being fully developed or lacking complete growth. Have you ever eaten a small apple or a grape that's underdeveloped? Now, they both are sour and they hard because they're not fully developed. They need to grow and complete the ripening process, and so do we. How much did you know about yourself when you were in your teens? You didn't know much about yourself and you experienced life on the fly, or as they say, on the job training. Then you decided to get involved in a relationship because everybody else is doing it. You ended up meeting a person that didn't know much about themselves, young and inexperienced. At the beginning of the relationship, you were on your best behavior. After becoming involved, you begin spending most of your time trying to get to know the other person and less time learning about yourself. Young and full of energy, overwhelmed by emotions, lust, and curiosity, you become sexually involved with the other person. You have no clue of what you're doing, but you are in love at a young age. And shortly after engaging in sex several times, you start to look at each other a little differently and you start to argue. The arguments ensue. Now the fun begins. The relationship starts to head north. Number 2, lack of communication. After a few arguments and disagreements, you no longer see eye to eye. The altercations bring about a disruption in communication because adversity shows you what's inside and how you really feel about your partner. The lack of communication makes it hard for both partners to see things from the other's perspective. You no longer have much to say to your partner. You're angry and frustrated with the way things are going. You begin to think to yourself, why do I keep repeating myself? They're not listening, so why should I continue to waste my words? This brings about a lack of communication caused by pride. Number 3. And pride is a high or excessive opinion of one's own importance and superiority. Pride says, I don't need you, you're beneath me. You feel like you're too good to apologize to your partner or vice versa. I know, they wronged you, so they should apologize, right? Well, pride causes a person to become stubborn and unyielding. It tells you to dig in and refuse to forgive your partner. So you take a stance. No one is going to talk to me like that. They don't know who I am. I get it. You're always the one who forgives. Well, there goes unity. The pride, the immaturity, and the lack of communication only cause the gap in your relationship to widen. The ship and the partner is starting to take on water, or in other words, the partnership is sinking. Because of immaturity, you don't fully understand what commitment means, and you begin to drift apart and talk to other people, leading to the 4th reason, trust issues. A lack of trust. Trust is when you rely on the integrity, the strength, and the ability of a person. It's having confidence in your partner. And in this case, you no longer have confidence in your partner, the lack of trust. Since both partners are immature and not communicating with each other because of pride, one or both partners begin to talk to other people, leading to trust issues. One or both partners begin to distrust and accuse the other of cheating and talking to others. The lack of trust is another crack in the dam, leading to a major break and a lack of intimacy or closeness. Intimacy is not about sex. Men, did you hear what I said? Intimacy is not about sex. Being emotionally intimate with another person means being transparent with your deepest feelings, fears, and thoughts. It involves feeling safe and not judged. Physical intimacy refers to body closeness, and depending on the nature of the relationship, it can involve hugging, cuddling, kissing, holding hands, and may lead to sexual intimacy. You are no longer emotionally and physically intimate with one another because of immaturity, lack of communication, pride, and trust issues. Your relationship is hitting a wall. The lack of intimacy is a telltale sign that the relationship is growing cold. You don't want your partner to touch you. You say things like, listen, I just need some space. And you begin to withhold sex, using it as a means of control, causing more cracks in the dam, which lead to a lack of respect. Number 6. A lack of respect. You see, in the beginning, you loved each other and couldn't stand to be apart. And now you're calling each other names and can't stand to be around each other. You become disrespectful using the A or B words, hollering at each other, pointing fingers in each other's face, making threats against them. You and your partner begin to disregard each other's feelings, your time and space. You start acting more like roommates, not coming home or calling, talking to other people, and eventually cheating takes place. And you end up repeating the cycle of numerous failed relationships, which all have their roots in your initial relationship. Wash, rinse, repeat. It's a cycle that can be broken. Now, 7 reasons why relationships fail. Number 1, immaturity. Number 2, a lack of communication. Number 3, pride. Number 4, trust issues. Number 5, a lack of intimacy. Number 6, lack of respect, which leads to the last one, the lack of commitment. You no longer want to be committed to that individual. You decide to make a break in the relationship. Now, those are 7 reasons that relationships fail. Relationships also fail because of incompatibility, finances, different backgrounds, mental health issues. The 7 reasons that I discuss are basic and foundational. And if you work on those, you can shore up your foundation so that the dam doesn't break. Here are a few tips to consider. Before you get involved with someone, get involved with yourself. That is, take the time to get to know yourself and discover your mission in life and what you should be doing instead of seeking a partner. Just because everybody else doing it don't mean you have to. How can you lead someone if you don't know where you're going? Or again, how can you follow someone who doesn't know where they're going? Number 2, learn your potential partner before you jump into bed with them. Be a friend and get to know them before you become a lover. Friends last longer than lovers. Number 3, wait for marriage to have sex. Your body is precious and you should preserve it for your husband or your wife. More than one body is uncivilized. Now, you don't need 10 or more bodies before the age of 20. So just wait. Number 4, if you haven't already, check out my videos on strong relationship, love language, temperaments, and attachment styles so that you become well informed about your potential partner. And also, if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. I want to change the world one individual at a time. Leave a comment, give me a like, a thumbs up, and share the video with your family and friends. Life is truly what you make it. And if you don't like the way your life is going, make the changes by starting with that person in the mirror that you see every day. Until the next time, the more you know, the more you grow. Thank you and have a blessed life. God bless you.